Kiana has a purse that she got from Marshall's, and it is probably a nice brand name purse that ended up breaking pretty quickly. One of the tabs at one end of the purse fell off, so the strap that was affixed to both sides could no longer, it dangled on the one end because that piece fell off. So this video will tell you what I thought about to try to fix the problem, and it starts with sewing that tab back on and how to do that. The one side is still affixed by, you can see all that sewing to the purse. This is the strap, but the other side has come off. So this piece here should be sewn on here. So what we have to do is figure out how we can sew it back up. We could try to use a hand sewing technique, but because this is leather, I think it'll be really hard to get a needle through it and not hurt ourselves. So I'm going to use the sewing machine, and because the purse is black and you can see all the stitching here is black, we're going to have to switch both the thread up here and the bobbin, which is down here, to black. Actually, we don't really have to switch the bobbin if we don't care, because the inside is not going to be seen. So I'll ask Kiana what she thinks about the bobbin. I've just opened it down here to show Kiana the bobbin, which is down here, and if she is okay with there being, what color is the bobbin thread? I think it's blue, light blue as well. On the inside, then I'm not going to switch the bobbin because that's a pain to do. What do you think, Kiana? Kiana has decided that she'd like a color that's less obvious than the light blue, and so we're going to use the bobbin with black because we don't have any other colors that work more closely with the lining. I have a little sewing folder that includes inserting the bobbin and threading the machine. We're going to have to do both because we're going to have to change out both the thread at the top and the bobbin underneath. So why don't we thread the machine first? You can also follow the directions on the sewing machine if they work for you. Okay, this is what I realized I did wrong. Next time, don't unfasten these and take any of that element out. We're just going to take the bobbin out in the future, not that whole two-piece element in there. So remember, leave these black things locked in place. Don't take anything but the bobbin out. Now we're going to put the bobbin back in. So to put the bobbin back in, you have to hold that notch out, align that skinny notch, and then let go of the notch you've been holding out. Okay, so now with that thread, start using, Kiana, on the end, start turning it towards you, up and down, and it should pull the bobbin thread up. I mean, not up and down, yeah, just keep turning towards you over and over. Oh wait, towards you or the other way, I can't remember which direction. Is it coming through yet? I think it is. We have two pieces up at the top now?
Yeah.
Okay, we did it. Hooray. We also then tried to put the purse on the sewing machine arm, even taking off the piece that can be removed to accommodate odd-shaped items. But we realized it was impossible and we had to give up on this plan. So this ended up to be a video mainly about threading a sewing machine. We hand sewed the tab with might and determination, pushing through that 3 pieces of leather, one piece at a time, because if you try to push through all 3 at once, that won't work. So just sort of wiggle the point through each little piece. And over the course of 3 days, mainly Kiana, with me providing a short assist at the end. When you're making a knot that you don't want to come loose, you always have to make a square knot. And what that is, I learned this when I was like in Girl Scouts or something in elementary school, is that you take your 2 threads and you have to do left over right, which means just make an X going left over right, pull that through, tighten it to the end of whatever it is that you're tightening on, and then right over left. So right crosses over the left and behind again. And then again, you pull tight against, and that's a square knot that shouldn't come loose, because if you pull at either end, it just keeps tightening it. And if you don't tie a square knot, then things can come loose easily. So that's a square knot. It's usually pretty hard to thread a needle at the end because thread is frayed. And so what I do, I think I learned this from Popo, is that you put the thread over the needle and fold it. And then you have this little loop that doesn't have frays in it. And then you push it through. Or next time, use a needle threader. Once we threaded the needle, we poked it into the lining, brought the needle down an inch, and then brought the needle back out. We then clipped the thread very close to the lining so it dropped into and behind the lining, and voila, it looked beautiful. The purse survived Kiana's 2 to 3 hours of errands on May 3rd, 2020, during one of her adventures outside during the COVID-19 pandemic to get us groceries and restaurant cravings, i.e. Maggiano's, Chick-fil-A, and Szechuan Noodle Bowl. I'm doing my share mainly through household care, like showing her how to use a sewing machine and fix her purse, and then making this video about it. Hope you enjoyed it.